All right. So, hello to everyone. We're gonna start doing today a backtesting session based on ranges topic. All right. So it will be really simple. I will be here doing some exercises, taking into account and explaining a little bit the theory that you need to use or bear in mind in order to find a correct range and in the beginning, right? So just to do it briefly, let's explain briefly how it works. So I'm gonna explain it here briefly how a range could start or how it could end. But let's start with the beginning of a range, which is mainly what I'm gonna look for, and is in the next wave. So imagine we are in a bullish trend like this, right? Now after the expansion part of the movement or the impulse, then it starts a consolidation, which is right what is actually drawing here, right? After the consolidation, you need to find or you need to spot the next movement, which is the next. In this movement, you need to look for a liquidity taken, right? And after that liquidity, a break of structure. So to show it better, it will work the next way. All this consolidation phase creates this type of liquidity, which is the one I'm drawing here, right? So all this liquidity, it's taken, right? It's accumulated, so it's accumulation of liquidity. Also, this is liquidity. So all of these people who were buying at these lows are out of the market, right? All of this is liquidity. Once the liquidity is spot, the price reacted in a order block right here, and once the price get to this order block and break the closest high with a body of the candle right here, that's what we confirm that is a range beginning or the beginning of a range. And it means that this low, this new low which is created here, will be likely respected by the price, and the price may do certain type of retracements, right? But here it can keep moving and doing some retracements, but this is likely to be respected, so the price may keep continue with the uptrend, right? And this is mostly what we're gonna keep looking for during this example or during this backtesting session, right? So this is just for train your eye, my eye. I am the one who's making the backtesting, right? So I decided to make this in order to help myself, in other words, to find better opportunities and just train my eye to find these type of patterns, which is the type of pattern I like to see in the market and the one I'm trying to follow. So this is what we're gonna keep doing today. So after this brief explanation, remember that I have a full range explanation class on this YouTube channel, and I'm gonna load it later, right? So once we got this is what we're gonna keep doing. Of course, we're gonna see, because the market is not as perfect as this example, so this is what I'm gonna keep commenting during this session, right? And I'm backtesting the GBP USD in the daily time frame. I'm gonna do this exercise in daily time frame, 4 hour time frame, 1 hour 50 minutes, and even in 5 minutes. So it's just an exercise to try to train my eye and also my eyes, and also to help you being part of this exercise phase that I'm doing today. I'm gonna start with this. This is the very beginning, and at the very beginning I found this. I'm gonna mark this as a range beginning, even though I don't have the full confirmation because is missing the reaction in an order block. So I imagine that there's an order block. It's difficult to spot it, but at least we have the three main confirmations: liquidity sweep, break of structure, and is respected, right? So from this point the price keep pushing up, boom, 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 and then it get to this next high, which is this one. It create this higher high, or the highest high at the moment, right? Look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna delete all of this so I can keep updating the market properly. Right, so once we got this breakage of the structure, now we're gonna keep analyzing what we have said before. So we're gonna try to analyze what is our beginning of a range. So remember that we're looking for the previous patterns we just mentioned before. So and I'm gonna keep analyzing the closest to the market, because that's the one we gonna bear in mind, right? So look at the next. The price reacted on this order block right here, super small. Okay, it looks like the price would enter, but it didn't. Anyway, it's enough close to consider that this could be a range beginning. So it entered right here, and then after this, it made the breakage of the structure. I mean, this one, this breakage right here. Perfect. In certain moment, this will be taken as a liquidity. So now let's try to analyze this prior strong low, which is this one. Look, the order block is very clear. It reacted here and break the structure. Now we can still consider it as a strong high. Not at all, honestly. It's just liquidity has been taken. So well, we're just gonna mark it as a matter of example. But this follows properly all the confirmation we have mentioned before. So we have liquidity taking, take of liquidity, and then we have here a break of structure with the body of the candle. Let's put it here. Perfect. And also here, let's see. Yeah, there you go. Now this may be considered or strong low, right? Or the movement creator. Now we're gonna mark some other blocks just to reference them as the possible point of interest. And after this breakage, we have this decisional, even though there's liquidity prior to the decisional, so I don't like it too much, but we're just gonna keep analyzing. We're gonna wait for the creation of the new high, which will be this one. Now look, the price is here, so it may do two things. It may react on this order block, which is the one that we have spotted, or probably it could go down and react it on this one. Let's see what happens. It respected it, so it is actually our strong low. Boom, breakage of the structure. Now let's try to analyze if this can be updated to our strong low or not. I consider it's not, because it didn't enter in an order block, just made this double bottom here pattern and continue pushing up. All right, let's keep analyzing. So far this is the new strong low, but now we can mark the next. After a breakout of the structure, we find here this decisional order block. Is it still valid? Kind of. There's still liquidity low prior to this decisional. It may not be respected. All right, so now look what is happening here. So now we have here all this liquidity. Let me try to find another arrow. I can find it. No, it's not. No, this is not. Well, I'm looking for a. There's one. I just forgot what is it. This one. Line 9. I think is this one. No, it's not. no idea how does it work, how the things works. I have no idea. All right, just ignore that for a while. Just looking for the best tool. Curve, this is the one I was looking for. Yeah, this is the one I was looking for. Curve. Alright, with this curve I'm gonna mark the liquidity, but just let me set it up so it will be easier for us to understand how it works. Let me check one thing here. So no, the style. I like the style, but just made it next way. Like this one, perfect. Dotted, I love it too much. I'll decide to try and text. Should he have text or not? Visibility. Text. You cannot add text to this one. Alright, it's good. I like, anyway, is it good? Also it's called liquidity, so apply as liquidity. Save it. Perfect. Now look at the next. So after we have this breakout of this high, we have this liquidity accumulated right here. Look, from this to this. So all the liquidity that you guys are seeing here, or you can perceive right here, this can be mitigated. So the price may go down and take off this liquidity, right? So no, and if you can see here another block, we wouldn't take that in mind because it's part of the liquidity, which is all of this. Let's keep watching what the price does. It's making the end of the range. So it's getting closer, and as you can see, all the liquidity was taken by the price. Now let's wait if the price entered to this order block, and we can confirm a new strong high, strong low. Okay, it already entered. So now what we're waiting for here is that at the breakage of the closest high. All right, it did the pattern, as you can see right here. Look, here is the liquidity taken here, boom, and then we have here. It may be, but I actually don't like this. It's not that clear. Not that clear. I am impressed how the candles close that fair. It was in 2003. Well, maybe at that point the market was actually beautiful. No spikes at all. This is the clearest high, so let's see if it breaks this one. Let's see. No yet, right? So look, this was our point of, or what? Excuse me. That was our point of interest, so it can break it, but it didn't. So it continued with the downtrend, which is actually normal. And now let's see what may happen if the price reacted on this order block or not. This one. So remember that our strong low is this one that we have here. It hasn't been broken by the price. It hasn't been broken by the price, right? So let's see what happens. All right, still moving. Also here was liquidity accumulated. That's why maybe this order book wasn't respected. I mentioned that in the moment when we spotted. Let's keep looking. All right, so the price actually reacted on this order block. Yeah, I would say it reacted here. Well, no, not at all. It hasn't reacted yet. Let's see. All right, when the price made this boss, I can confirm that it's just continue with the uptrend, because at this point, for me, it wasn't that clear, honestly. But well, it just already made the form, which is this one. Boom, broken. All right, now this is broken. We can consider now that this may be our strong low, even though the price reacted or get really close to the entry points we were expecting it would get, right? So now the price reacted on this order block right here. All right, right here, and here it made an order flow. So this order block, which was mitigated, is our decisional, and it's prior all this liquidity. So look, all the liquidity that is above this order block. So it's from here to here. So it's a lot of liquidity, even this one. So the price may can go to this and take all this liquidity. And of course we would need that it breaks this high. If it breaks it, we can continue with the uptrend. It actually did it. Yes, it actually did it with the body of the candle. So even though it's that small, we can keep confirming it. All right, now it's much clearer, so much better now. It continued with the uptrend. Is going actually super fast. Now we have to update our entry areas. So we're gonna take into consideration after this breakage with the body of the candle, this order block which is located right here. We know that there is liquidity prior to this order block, so it may have a reaction but not likely respected because of this. So here's that clear. Let's keep continue analyzing. All right. Sorry, let's continue. Boom. As I said to you before, this wasn't our actually entry point, because you see there was a lot of liquidity who was below this order block, so we just ignored this. This is our highest high, which is already spotted, and now we're gonna wait for the price to get to this order block, which is the one we would like to see, and there is another possibility to re-enter to this one. So let's see what actually happens. Very close, very close. Let's see if it continues pulling down or pushing up. Right, so here it is. It is coming again. Boom, liquidity has been taken, so this low. Now we're gonna wait for the breakage of this high, and we can continue with the uptrend. All right, mostly what we expected, but even it made us a lower low. So this is the liquidity who has been taken, and now this is the boss break of structure, because in our order block, that was actually the place where we were waiting for the price to react. So this is the boss. Perfect. Nice. Now this is our new strong low, definitely. Okay, well. So far, right? So far. We cannot say definitely, because the price can make a market shift in any moment, right? So as the price continue breaking the highs that we have marked here. For example, when the price took the liquidity of this low, this was the closest high. So if the price breaks this high with the body of the candle, we can spot new decisional and entry areas. Let's see. Well, it did it. Actually, it did it super nice. Now, after this breakage of this high, we will spot this as our this one or decisional entry point. And this order block, which is here, it's our extreme of move creator. Boom, here it is. Now I know you can spot this, and this is liquidity prior the order block, so it's possible that this decisional can be not respected. All right, so the price hasn't continued with the uptrend, not yet. We need to the breakage of this high. Let's see. Boom, it has already been broken. Now look at the next. All of this is liquidity. We already know this. The liquidity right here. So, well, the clearest order block is this one. So the price may take all liquidity of this full imbalance. Not now, but maybe later. So we're gonna see what actually happens. Okay, it's going down. It's taking the liquidity of these lows. Let's see what actually happens after this. All right, so now the price made this breakage of this high with the body of the candle. And now we have to analyze. The price reacted on this order block. Boom, wait. Here it is. And inside this order block, it made a pattern of confirmation, which was this one. Liquidity sweep, and then the break of the high, the boss. Now, would this be our new strong high? I don't know. I don't consider this as a new strong high. This is something that is called order flow. So the price is having something that is called order flow. So it's a flow of orders, which is evident in the market, right? And this is called order flow, but not so sure, honestly. Let me check one thing. Yeah, because there's a lot of liquidity trap, you know, on this low. So not so sure. Let's change the color. Let's put red. I think it's for the eye is catchy to see that as a danger zone. Let me save this as a liquidity. Liquidity. Yeah, I want to replace it. Yes. Good. Even though we know there is a lot of liquidity right here, I'm not gonna consider this, or I won't consider this as our extreme of movement creator unless there is a lot of liquidity prior this order block. In that case, I would do it, but so far, no. So the price is impressively pushing upwards right now. Look at the next. Prior this order block, we have this liquidity. This one. It's very evident and we can see it. So, well, that provides me a certain confirmation for the price to, well, consider this as a possible entry point. Let's see what actually happens after this. Well, what time was this? I think it was like the prime of the GBP USD, 2004. Wow. Guys, you know what happened in 2008, right? Like the boom crash of the market crashes because of the supreme mortgages that the US government was giving to all the people. So this is prior a market crisis or a financial crisis. This is why the price looks like it's looking so impressive bullish, right? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. But because I consider that in 2008 the liquidity that is being created here will be taken. But that's just my hypothesis. Let's keep looking. All right, this is the impulse. All of this is liquidity. We have already marked all this very nice. Yeah, no more highs, no more lows. Let's keep watching what the price do. All right, look at the next. So this was the high. This was the high right here. Perfect. And the price went down to an order block, but it wasn't properly an order block. So this is liquidity. Again, I'm gonna mark this last liquidity order block as our possible entry point, but there is a lot of liquidity below this low, so let's keep analyzing. So as you can see, in 2004 the GBP was in its ATM, all-time high moment, right? No wait, all-time high, ATH moment, right? So it was a dangerous market, to be honest, to be part in. So if you look, the pound was at almost two times the dollar. So it was super hot, so super dangerous to actually execute something there. And our strong low is actually this is the bottom, 1.5, right? This was our strong low. No, sorry, it was not. It was this one. Now it's time to keep being cautious. Of course, in certain moment this will turn to the downtrend. So still we don't have any confirmation to find a new strong high. A confirmation like this one, check out the liquidity, break of structure inside an order block, it hasn't been provided so far by the market. The market just have been pushing up non-stop, without any possibility for us to, without any opportunity to see this pattern and allocate this type of, say, resistant level. I wouldn't like to call it that way, but it's the best way I can describe it, right? Anyway, so let's keep analyzing what the price does here. Again, all that is here, from this to this, is liquidity. So here is a lot of liquidity trapped. So the price actually entered, so took the liquidity as we already expected. Now it's reacting on this order block, but I would like to see a pattern of confirmation. After I see a pattern of confirmation, well, I can make up my mind, right? Let's see. So I consider now we have a pattern confirmation. The price did actually respect this order block. At least we understood the next. It took all this liquidity was actually here. But now let's see if actually respects it or not. We would need a liquidity taken, which will be this one. Perfect. Has been done. And now we would need this breakage of the structure, which is actually being made. Now to confirm this is a properly break of structure or a strong low, we need for the price to get to this high. Yes, you see, so far it was too dangerous, so we couldn't confirm it at all. Now now it's in the the order block we expected, but honestly, as I said to you before, for me this is too dangerous. Look, the liquidity is now from here to here. And now it has been taken. Now let's see if in this order block the price actually reacts. It's having a nice reaction. It's having a nice reaction. Let's see if we can spot the pattern of liquidity. All the liquidity has been taken. Now we need a breakup of this high. This one. Oh well, the price didn't do it. So now the price, what it's actually doing, the price is just taking the liquidity all of these lows, right? So far, remember that our strong low was this one. So let's see if the price actually gets to this point. Oh no, it made a breakage as we were expecting. So it did ignore, it took the liquidity of these order blocks and it entered maybe in this one. Well, so ignore this one, and maybe I think the price entered on this order block, which is here. So far from it. Let's see what actually happens. Boom, 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 boom. Well, look at the next. Now the price is entering like in a consolidation phase, right? Now, even though we don't like this, no, this is not, no, it's not. This cannot be considered a strong low. There's a lot of liquidity prior to this point, and it didn't enter to an order book, so it's still liquidity. For us, we will stick to our low, which is this one. This is our actually low. So at this moment we can find its opportunities to sell at this market. Definitely it's too high. So to spot that, we need to find a breakage. Then the price reacted on this order block. Look at the next. It reacted on this order block. A gigantic one. Boom. Supply. Took the liquidity, made a pattern of consolidation, and I think maybe from this point it can continue going down. Would it be a downtrend? No. Until the price get to this and break with the bottom of the candle. So far, still bullish. Let's see what happens. Alright, so the price actually reacted on this order block, continue going down, as you can see. Now all the liquidity that is here, I think is actually very obvious. Look, from this point to this point, there is a lot of liquidity. Tons of money accumulated here. So let's see what happens. But I'm pretty sure maybe I'm pretty sure maybe let me check one thing. Well, no, I will wait for the price to get to this order block. Here is liquidity prior to this order block. Yeah, there's a lot of liquidity. Let's see. Right, so the price did actually respected this low as a strong low. Yeah, actually there was a lot of liquidity, so we could consider it as a good entry point. Why? This is the why. Although it has a lot of liquidity accumulated below this low, demand. The price, in order to get to this point, it has already entered. It has already took all this liquidity. All the liquidity that is here from this point to this point, the price has already taken it. So that's why it had this such a this reaction, and then it continued with a bullish impulse. And now look at the next. The price entered here. Wait. The price entered right here. Boom. Liquidity pattern here, took the liquidity of the low, and then it made this boss break up structure right here. Boom, with the body of the candle. After this confirmation, it entered in this order block and continue pushing up. Now what we need to do is wait for the price to break this high. Once the price breaks this high, this will become our strong low, and of course this is now our new updated strong low, this one. Let's see. Yeah, that's what's likely obvious, or not obvious, but possible to happen, right? Now let's update it. This is our new strong low. Perfect. So to happen this from this to this happened well many years. I know, not a years, but at least almost 6 or 7 months. All right, now let's keep analyzing the next. Now let's try to analyze our entry points. Maybe this one will be an entry point. This is our entry point. It's our extreme of movement creator. But do you want me to be honest, guys? All of this is liquidity. So if the price changes the direction, and if it gets close to all of these lows that we have here, there are plenty of them. There are too many of them to be sincere, and all of this will be taken. And probably the price would actually react on this unmitigated order block. So far, let's keep analyzing. And now, after this breakage, well, the price may have a reaction here, a small reaction. After this breakage, we have more liquidity accumulated here. There you go. And now let's keep analyzing. Right, and now it's in all times high, so dangerous to buy, honestly. Let's see, does it make an end of a range? Not yet. Right now it's actually going down. This order block that we are actually seeing here, this order blocks cannot be, for my point of view, it won't work, because they would, prior of them, there are a lot of liquidity. So I'm not so sure if they're actually gonna enter there. And also this one. So probably in this one. If the price respected this one, we can continue with the option. If it does not, well, we will wait for the price to get to this order block. That's it. Boom, it has already reacted. Do you notice that from this point, now what time is this? We are in the market, in a daily time frame. We have never seen any spike or any candle wick. All the candles were closed, right? Like from it when it starts to the end. But now from 2005, we can see the ones that we're used to see with spikes, with the candle wicks. So probably there were more liquidity in the market. So more people actually buying. Right, now let's keep moving. Let's keep analyzing, right? The price is reacting in this order block. It's doing actually certain movements, and it was not respected, right? Took the liquidity. Oh no, yeah, I did respect it, because it made a pattern call order flow. This is an order flow movement. Look, inside this made a pattern, take up liquidity, and then the breakout of the structure was. Now we can, after this body candle, we can actually enter on this. But now let's see if they breaks the high. Not at all, honestly. Well, look. Now the liquidity is even bigger. It's accumulating. Boom, it's been out. Took us a lot of time to get to this point, but it actually did it. Let's see what actually happens after this. Nice movements, great. Alright, so now look at the next. We are now in the market shift. The price has already changed the direction. This low, let's see. All of this was liquidity accumulated. Look, all from this point to this one. This was liquidity. This order was invalidated definitely because there was a lot of liquidity prior to this one. So if the price actually respects this low, well, I will consider continue buying, right, in this scenario. But if it doesn't, if it gets to this one and breaks it with a body of the candle, definitely we're now change the direction of the market. What time is this? 2008? No, 2005. Right now, you see, it reacted on the order block we marked, and now it's in a downtrend. Why? Because we break it with the body of the candle. Now, let's just put the same, but now in a bearish trend. Now, would these lows, these highs consider our entry point? No, actually it's not, because there's a lot of highs accumulated here, so actually it doesn't look as a very interesting point of having an order. Maybe it could be a selling entry point here, but just if there's enough liquidity, otherwise it wouldn't be one. And now here, this guy here, now we have here the breakers of the structure. And now let's try to analyze if this actually entered in an order block, and here it is. It does. Sorry, it did. Now we have all complete to determine that this will be your strong high, right? Will be able to spot this? Yes, definitely. If we were looking for selling patterns, right? But we weren't. We looked for here, and the reaction was nice here as well, but no yet. So let's see. Now is liquidity being created? Let me check. Okay, is this enough liquidity for us to enter? Not that much. Maybe it will have a reaction, but not a really strong one. It already had it, right? As I said to you before, it wouldn't be that strong. Now let's keep analyzing. So liquidity has been taken right here, boom, at this. So these were like actually the great points to buy pounds, because the price is actually having certain reaction, nice or properly, right? But remember we're bearish, not bullish anymore, bearish. All right, now what may happen here? So liquidity has been taken. Probably the price may react on this sort of block we will have here. Here is another block after this breakage. This body of the candle, this one. And I'd also like to see certain liquidity created, and there are a lot of highs. So if the price do not respect this one, it will continue with the uptrend, because can you see this? This is liquidity. So the price may continue with the uptrend and take all of these highs unless it respects this. Let's keep analyzing. Well, actually entered in nowhere, so just this point. Now look at the next. Probably at this moment the price may have certain reaction here. It respected this point. I go up and enter here, because here this is liquidity. Let's see what actually happens. No, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough liquidity. Right now, new breakage of the structure. Even though all this liquidity has been taken, we didn't spot any order blow here, which provide us an opportunity to indicate that this would be your strong low. But unless we got this liquidity has been taken, and now we have this breakage of the structure, and now we have this. This won't be your low. There's still liquidity there so far. All right, now the market has changed its direction, but I think we're gonna stop here, guys. We have spent an hour analyzing the price and analyzing how the market may move, some of the directions and some of the changes that it may occur. So I hope you have enjoyed this streaming, and I see you in the next backtesting session. All right, see you.